Welcome back to the RC Wrench Bench. This is the concluding video with the build of the new Team Associated RC10SC7, the new short course truck that came out not too long ago, just a few weeks ago. I think it started shipping. Just going to do a quick review of the build experience, things that I noticed, things that I think are good, things that maybe I think are not so great. And then we'll move on from there. First, this was a body that I got for my RC10SC6.2. It's a J Concepts Chevy short course truck body. I'd had a bunch of the more race themed ones for a while, and I liked that this one had a little bit of kind of a realistic look to it, especially with the grill. This was fairly new, and I didn't really want to do a new body for the new truck, and so I was able to make it work. My 6.2 had the ride low body mount system on it, and it was pretty close. I made the rear fit just by enlarging the holes a little bit, and they don't quite fit on just perfectly, but that's not too bad. And then in the front, these are the former holes in the body, and so you can see that the new ones are just a little bit inboard and more forward. So overall, not bad. I'm making a body work, so I don't have to drop 50 or 60 bucks on a new body. Plus, I kind of like the way this one looks. And we threw some SC7 stickers on there. So anyway, that's the body. That's how that worked out. So if you've got an old one and you don't mind putting a new set of holes in it, you can probably make it work. So as far as the build goes, overall, I think that it was a pretty positive build experience. I think the quality of the plastics for Team Associated I don't know if they're much better, or maybe it's just been a while since I've built an Associated kit, but I was pretty impressed. The plastic for the battery holder was the only part that I thought was pretty cheesy. It just feels really rigid and light. But I was particularly impressed with the rear bumper and body mount. That is a much more substantial and feels just much stronger body mount system than on the old one. It still relies on these body posts, which as a pedestal, I think that they're kind of vulnerable. Yet at the same time, maybe they provide the right amount of flex. I guess we'll see over time. But overall, that rear bumper and body mount is much more substantial than the previous one for sure. The instruction manual I thought was pretty good. I think the last 3 kits that I've built have been X-rays, and I think that most folks in the hobby know they have probably the best instruction manuals in the industry. And there were a few parts in the manual where the perspective of the components that they were showing in the assembly made it unclear exactly the screw hole locations. I think if they had maybe twisted the image of the parts, and maybe just put a note to notice the orientation of the parts, it might have been a little more clear. But overall, it was okay. Hardware seems all right. The screw quality seems okay. Nothing super great, but nothing terrible. There were a couple of minor missing pieces. I think there was one small lock nut and a couple of screws, but nothing crazy. But you would think for a high quality kit that costs 450 bucks, they could figure out a better system for making sure every single one has the right parts. I did include a few upgrades direct right out of the build. So I got the R1 Works aluminum servo mount and the R1 Works bell cranks and steering plate. So usually I upgrade to aluminum on those components anyway, just for durability's sake, not that I'm looking for a performance upgrade. And for the price, I think the R1 Works pieces are really nice. I was pretty impressed with them. The servo mount gave me a little bit of trouble, but I think it was more of a installation strategy on my part that I think I had it tightened up in some places, and I should have left it a little bit looser and made sure everything was fitting properly and then screwed it down tight. But once I figured that out, it was fine. I didn't make any major changes to the kit setup. I don't want to start too far off of the kit setup. I'll be racing on carpet, so it does have the gear diff in it, which went right in, no problem. And I did put the shorter spring cups on the rear, and I started with the shorter spring cups in the front, but then I noticed that the shocks were bottoming out before the chassis, and that's not something that we want. So we'll work through another system to lower the front. I've got a few more millimeters that I can take down as far as the ride height goes with just the collars for the springs. So I think I had it down to about 19 or 20 millimeters ride height front and rear, and it probably needs to be a little bit lower than that, but I don't want to go too crazy. We'll throw it on the track and just see how it goes. I'm assuming I'll need to drop it down a little bit more. The tires for the carpet that I run on, J Concepts, the Fuzz Bites in the rear, and the Swaggers up front. And these are a used set, so they're not in great condition, but it'll be good enough just for getting a little bit of a shakedown run this weekend. So again, overall, I'm very happy with the build. I love short course trucks. They're just ridiculous amounts of fun. And one more thing on the build. For the anti-roll bars front and rear, I really like the design and how it works in the end, but it is kind of a fiddly mess to deal with when you're putting it together. You got to get everything just right and snugged up, but not too tight, and then things are moving and falling apart. And then the rear anti-roll bar, they have two mounting options, one where the anti-roll bar goes over the axle, one where it mounts under the axle. I'm assuming that they figured out what is best, and so why are there multiple options for the anti-roll bar? Design-wise, it is a very easy kit to work on. I don't anticipate any problem as far as maintenance goes. The only thing that I noticed, I think I included it in the electronics review video, is that this seems like kind of a poor design to have the slipper adjustment right in the way of the fan. So I don't know what's up with that. That's just kind of, I don't know, poor design as far as I'm concerned. Maybe I'm missing an easier way to adjust the slipper. So, I mean, again, if I'm running carpet, I'm going to have that thing cranked down probably just about to locked, and then back it off a little bit. The other thing that I noticed design-wise is with the motor mount plate being quite thick. Here, I think I can zoom in a little bit. I noticed on the motor that the pinion seems to sit farther out on the shaft. And I don't know if that's just an illusion, because normally I wouldn't be seeing the motor shaft, but it just seems like it's sitting way out there a little bit. I don't know that that would really be a problem, but just something that I noticed. As a short course truck, tons of room to install your electronics. And it's just one of those interesting kind of questions of how much weight do I put up front? How much steering do I need? There is, the kit comes with the aluminum electronics tray as far as the chassis weight goes. I can't remember exactly, I've covered it up, but I think it is 11 grams maybe. And then I did buy, but I haven't installed, the 6-gram chassis weight for under the servo. There's a steel one, I think it's like, I don't know, 15 or 16 grams. So I wasn't sure if I needed all that weight up front. So we're gonna check it out this weekend, and if I need a little more weight, I can put the aluminum weight right on there, and we'll go from there. So yeah, overall, seems like a great kit. I love that Associated is committed to the trucks. I think it's great that they released the stadium truck and the short course truck all in the same shot. I don't have a B7, so I don't have another kit to really have much parts interchangeability with. But I think that Associates done a great job with trying to, create a lot of interchangeability with the parts across their kits, so you can kind of maintain one pile of Associated spares and have it apply to most of the kits. So I think that's really good. And yeah, I guess that's it. Looking forward to getting this thing out and running it. There's been quite a few people tuning in to the build series, so thank you guys for tuning in. And it'll probably be a little while before I do another kit. I'm thinking maybe next year, or maybe sometime later this year. jumping into the 4-wheel carpet buggy. I don't know. Maybe. Those things are expensive. So anyway, until then, thanks for tuning in. I'll probably do an update video after I get this thing out on the track and give it a few runs, and share my first impressions as far as running goes and whether or not I needed to do any adjustments right off the bat. I got one last thing I guess I would offer. I don't know if volume-wise it would make sense for Associated to do this, but I think that it would be great if they were able to offer a dirt kit and a carpet kit, so that you can build the kit the way that you want it and how you're going to run it. And obviously the big difference there is going to be in the gear diff, but also in the initial setup. If they had a carpet setup that had some lowered ride height, maybe thicker shock oil up front, I think that would be really good. And so I think that would be ultimate. Who knows if it would work for the business model for the kit. The other thing to think about would be if they don't want to do a full-on dirt version and a carpet version, to offer some kind of coupon or maybe a discount code or something to buy whatever diff you want. So if they sell it with the ball diff, maybe you get a $40 discount for ordering the gear diff direct from their website, something like that, so that you're taking a little bit less of a hit when you buy the kit if you need to invest more money right away. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in to RC Wrench Bench. Make sure you leave any questions or comments down in the comment section. Like the videos if you like the videos. Don't like the videos if you don't like the videos. And tune in. We'll do some more race updates with the buggy and the short course. I haven't done anything on the stadium truck as far as the channel goes yet, so I guess we'll probably have to find a way to fit that in sometime. All right, thanks again.